wanting the actual password. I was like, I've never used it.
Well, I just hit the live button so we can start jumping. Um, Man, it's been a minute, man. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm, you know, head and shoulders better than I was the last time we talked, but it's been a struggle, but I'm here. Could be worse. I know that.
Yeah, I know we haven't talked. Normally we used to talk every day, and so I figured, well, shit must be going on or something.
Well, I mean, bro, I took I think 34 days that I was off. I had my Facebook deactivated and
Oh, okay.
wasn't really doing anything. Yeah, like I kind of checked out, man. Like just I don't know. It's the mental health stuff now, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm I don't know. Like I feel like I've regressed so much with just the basic things, man. The social stuff is, I mean, it's no better. It's no better than it was. And then now it's like, dude, I'm just getting washed away. With everything, I'm overwhelmed by anything. And I make a joke about it now because people are like, well, what overwhelms you? I'm like, nothing and everything, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it can be the smallest thing or it can be like legitimate, issues. But it doesn't matter. I process it the same way. And I don't know, like
Nice.
I've started therapy. So I don't know.
There you go.
Um, I see we got some people hopping on really quick. If you guys are hopping on, leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Drop some sobriety dates. Thank you. Share the live out, please.
Yeah, do
Um,
that.
we're gonna get this thing popping. I got home from work and I didn't get to eat dinner yet, so my food's in the microwave. So in a minute, I'm gonna
Do
go
your
get
thing, bro.
I'm gonna get my food. But as people are hopping on, share the live out. Everyone can hear us well. You can hear us good, Chad.
Yeah, well, I'm good on this end, bud.
Cool, cool. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
eating like always.
I got some.
I
I got some
love
questions.
Bree.
Some
Always eating.
questions that we were supposed to do a while back. I got them.
We recorded yesterday in person, and I brought my McDonald's with me
Okay.
and sat there and ate it while we were recording.
Yeah, we were. Hey, Manny. So we were in Detroit over the weekend. We had a couple events we had to go to, and we got to sit down with Manny Vitale. He's man, this dude. He's in Detroit. He's an amazing guy, man. So we got an opportunity to do an in person podcast with him.
Dude, yeah, I
And
saw
then,
y'all. Y'all were dressed to the nines, by the way, looking sharp.
dude, that was a
Yeah.
big event. That was a big event, man.
Went to a movie premiere.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
went.
that's what I looked. I gathered that. Like I guessed what it was, but that's what I came up with. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess I was onto it.
I told him at first I felt weird, like we're going to the movie theater, and I'm like, you got a suit, a tie on, I'm all dressed up. Like I felt weird at first, but
well, she
Yeah,
was like,
y'all
"I
look
hope we're not
good.
overdressed," and then we get there and like everybody's freaking dressed up in a suit and
Everybody's
tie. Like
decked out.
not everybody, but majority of the people. So that's what they ended up. So it ended up being very very good. We got to meet some couple big wigs and to help us with the podcast and move different directions and whatnot. So man, it's
That's
good.
awesome.
It's been really, really good lately, and we met up with Jody with Swag for the first time. We have known him a couple years, and now he's one of our co-hosts, but we've never met until this past weekend. So
That's wild, man. Social
it's
media,
amazing what you can do with social media.
dude.
And then of course, yeah, then we linked up with Manny, and man, life's good. It's busy but good. I started a new job, and a couple months ago, almost 2 months ago, and
Oh well, congrats on that.
yeah, man,
Yeah, bro. I feel like
appreciate.
I'm out of the loop, man. Like
I know we
I see
have
what
like
y'all got going on, but
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
I feel completely out of that.
yeah. I'm gonna let Brianna fill everybody in while I go get my food.
Gotcha.
The floor is yours, babe.
fill us in on what?
I don't know, whatever you want. Don't look at my Reese's pants. Oh, you can't really see.
Can you bring me some Tylenol or something? I don't have any. I don't know where any of my meds are. Okay, thank you.
Y'all been busy, huh?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Busy's good though.
It's nice too, though. Like I've been grinding on my mental health for the past 2 years, and I was on some meds that worked, but then they didn't. So
Same.
I was advocating to my doctor, and she wasn't listening. So I flipped her off and got a new doctor. and she changed my meds, and within a couple days of starting my new meds,
World of difference.
my quality of life is so much better.
That's awesome.
You know, like a month ago or a month and a half ago, I couldn't leave my house without puking. Just the anxiety
wow.
was so
Yeah.
high that, you know, I knew as soon as I went to go grab my shoes to put them on to walk out the door, I'm upstairs in the bathroom throwing up. I'm throwing up where I'm going and everything. And to be
Is
able to
it
go and do that
is it
event
just
this
the thought of
weekend,
is it the thought of like being around like large groups, or I mean, what triggers that,
I
or
have
what
no
gets you to
idea.
the point where you're literally throwing up?
I have no idea.
See, that's the hardest part. That's like
Can't
my
pinpoint
answer
it.
to all my issues. I have no idea. That's what
And
I say.
I don't really think it's people because like even if I was just going to check the mail or get my kids off the bus, I was having anxiety.
Oh wow. So
You
it's
know, so to be able to go and do an event this weekend, you know, where there's 300 plus people, you know, and not feel that way was amazing.
yeah. So
Absolutely amazing.
that's like a whole different like uncharted territory for you, huh?
Yeah. I was absolutely drained the next day.
Oh yeah.
But it felt so nice to be able to go and do that and not have to, you know, take something to kind of get through it. You know, I wasn't having anxiety. I wasn't shaking. I wasn't, you know, whatever. Like, it was nice. I was able to be present and enjoy it. And I'm so grateful for being self-aware and being able to advocate for myself. And it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't do that because it was this new doctor that listened to me and was like, okay, we'll change them. Let's try this.
Susan, thank you so much. Susan said she was in the wrong podcast for a little bit. She was probably in the Blacklist Exposed podcast. Different than ours.
Susan, did you come from, where did you come from? Did you come from Chad's or TikTok?
No, Chad's not linked on here. I'm in like, I posted in like 4 different groups.
Oh.
Hey, hi, Sobriety's in the house. I don't know if it's Dylan or Alicia, but what's going on, guys?
It's Alicia, hi, twin.
Hold on.
In the house. If you guys are just tuning in, please drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Drop some sobriety dates. Share the live out, please. Share. Oh, yeah. So they said they're both here. What is good? Dylan, I promise, as soon as I'm done with this live, I'm going to send you that link. I'm going to send you that instrumental. Chad, I'm starting to get back into the music writing.
Dude, I saw that, man. Like, and you could feel it in the couple posts you put up. It's like you kind of got set on fire again. That's good.
I did the little snippet today, and that was 2 years ago that I recorded that. And I don't know, man. Life's been crazy, but I've been in the writing mode. Like, I've got like 4 or 5 songs like that are pretty much almost done. I got some good collabs that I'm starting to come up with here pretty soon. And but man, I just, for some reason, I had like writer's block for like a year, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, and all of a sudden I just start writing. Yeah, exactly. It's like I put on, I find the instrumental, and I'm like, yo, this is it. This is perfect. And then I just go for it. So, and I haven't been able to do that in a long time. So
it feels so good too. Like when you haven't been able to do what you have always done. Like, that's my thing, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Life's just so much better when you're clicking on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep looking for the gears, man. I keep looking for them. I'm gonna find them.
So Chad hit me up earlier out of nowhere. He's like, hey, homie, we should do a live. And I was like, all right, when do you want to do it? Today? So here we are.
Run it.
Yeah, it was funny. I was thinking about you too, and I was like, man, I gotta check in on him, see how he's doing.
Yeah.
And then you beat me to it.
It's funny though that you said you were off social media because when Jared had messaged me, I thought about it. I'm like, I haven't seen anything from him in a while.
Yeah, I went radio silent. I think it was 30. I think Facebook told me it's 34 days. So
sometimes we need to though.
It's dude, it's just different. I guess I guess it's like it'd probably be a little easier for me, like especially now at this point, to be able to disconnect and not be, so dramatically overwhelming. Like, oh my God, I'm disconnected from everything. Is still, social media is still relative. It's only been, I haven't been home 2 years, so it's like
Yeah.
I can easily switch back and forth to like being totally, you know, all the way in social media or be all the way out and it doesn't really feel any different, just because lack of exposure, I guess. Now, if I've been doing this for 10 or 12 years and to try to take a break, I would imagine it'd be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
I
But
know
it
for
does, man. It's good not to just see certain things. Like
excuse me.
you get caught up in, with me, it's just I don't know, dude. I don't want to say like because it's not validate, it's not anything, but it's more like purpose. Like when I start to get kind of stagnant, that's when everything seems to just unravel, and it's just like piece by piece by piece, and then the motion's still good on your end.
Yeah, I was checking it. So if you guys wondering why the hell I'm waving is because before we started recording, it, there was like it's just a brand new camera, and when we would move, it would like
Awesome.
start glitching. So, yeah, my food's done in the microwave. But yeah, no, I'm like, dude, I'm starving. I was like, fuck, I'm eating. I gotta eat.
Do you, man?
I
Yeah,
did.
my
I
girlfriend,
had it in my
she's
mind
buying
that
a
I was
house,
gonna
and
cook. I had this whole meal planned. Went to the store, started grocery shopping, and didn't feel like cooking anymore.
that happens so fast too.
Yeah.
You'll
I
have this,
have it out though. Like I put the sides that don't need to be refrigerated or anything out on the counter, so I can look at it. And my kids wanted it, so hopefully Wednesday when they come back, I'll cook. I don't cook Tuesdays,
Great
Thursdays, or
tip.
Fridays.
You got the schedule down.
Yeah, I don't have my kids with me those days.
Oh, so yeah.
So I
So
work
yeah.
till 11 o'clock at night, so I don't cook.
How's work going?
Pretty good. It's pretty good. It's getting better now that my meds are working and stuff like that, so I'll be picking up hours, and working more soon.
Good.
So it's just, I always, when I have stuff going on, I always tell my boss, like, hey, this is happening, and I'm just open and honest and pure about it, and she works with me.
For the people that don't know, so Chad was on our show not too long ago. His episode, blacklistpodcast.com. Go check it out. You'll find him. But he's got a hell of a story, and we've connected so much since having him on the show.
Episodes with him?
Well, we've done 2 episodes, but one was published because
I
the
forgot.
first one we completely
Wow, dude,
lost. But
my brain just totally blacked that out. I forgot. No, we've done 2, but
yeah.
the
But
one
I forgot about that for a second.
but we
I
just
totally forgot about it.
but Chad's been on the show, and he's become a good friend of ours, and so go check it out. Definitely go check out the episode. Man, I got a bunch of questions too. You got some questions? I got my
Yeah, man,
questions.
I got a couple questions.
So let me. I'm gonna ask the questions
Sorry, I was
first.
trying to read comments, but I can't.
Let's see. Hold on.
I can't read the computer, so I had to look around the camera to read the TV.
Manny, Jody killed it tonight. We went live earlier, shared some good stuff. Thanks all. I hope you guys got to head out, but sending much love. Yes, I was on that live, Manny. I was checking it out. Love you guys. All right, so
Yeah, it still hurts.
I saw some of Manny's episode on Josh Catlett's podcast, Scar Podcast, Scar Nation.
Yeah, Scar Nation. Yeah.
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 Good dude.
So, all right, what is one goal that you are working towards right now in your recovery?
My literally right now.
Why'd you take a picture of it on your phone?
I think the most important one is just feeling centered and being able to string together days of stability and being able to manage and mitigate just the challenges of everyday life. And I don't run from as much as I did, and I'm certainly that's kind of the reason I wanted to do this, because the nights like this and these conversations help me out, man. I'm call me selfish, but I like to be able to act as a almost like a vent or a valve and let some of this mess out. But yeah, it's just been, dude, it's been, everything has been a struggle to the point that it's, and I'm not working. I'm not working right now, so it's like
No?
I'm on reset. Yeah, job kind of, it veered in one direction, and I wasn't going to go that way, and it was, it served a purpose. It was good for it was good for my situation and just to get back in the groove of things. But it was good. It's on good terms. Like the owner of the company's somebody I almost consider like extended family. So things are good. It's just now it's like I'm you know literally back to the drawing board. But it's like I'm not taking shortcuts, and I think I did way too much of that.
Yeah.
In the early months, I mean, really up until
Yeah.
the last several months ago. Finally, I stuck my hands up in the air. And it's like I can't keep doing this, man. I got to do something different. So yeah, I guess
Sometimes it's sometimes what you gotta do. You just gotta just throw your hands up and just, all right, this is what I gotta do. You know.
but my mental health, man, that's the answer to that question. Like I'm trying to get that, squared away because, you know, it. Anybody in recovery knows it. You start that thinking goes in a direction, and all of a sudden, you are thinking about things that you've come a long way from, and that self sabotage starts cooking, and before you know it, that whole bomb could go off, and life can look totally different. And dude, I've gone through way too much, and put in way too much work, and I'm just not. I'm not going to take those steps back.
Yeah, you come
I
far,
can't. I
bro.
can't take those steps back.
Yeah, agree. All right, what you got? Oh, he's frozen. Is he frozen?
It's because this is something I've been thinking about. Like, what's the? Do you have like a go to or just some like default response to? And you may not. It may not even be something you really deal with, but triggers, man, like legitimate triggers, or just where the fuse is lit on a wire, and you know that you're close to. And I'm not saying relapse. I don't want to use words like that, anything along nature, but going, just getting that stinking thinking, to use cliches. But yeah, what do you do? What do you do, man, when you start to feel yourself, kind of getting away from your real self?
I want to cut in real quick though, because you know what? Sometimes relapses aren't just with a substance. Sometimes relapses are going back to old behaviors. So relapse can be used in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I
That
like that.
term. So you can, say when you feel yourself getting close to a relapse, you might have to explain yourself to some people,
Right.
but relapse can be anything: habits, patterns, behaviors, whatever, self
Yeah, that's
sabotage,
really
stuff like
that's
that.
exactly what I'm really referring to. Just
So it's relapse covers a broad thing. I just think for us, substance is the end of it.
Yeah. Well,
That's the bottom of the snowball.
ladies first. Why don't you answer that question first?
Um, what do I do? I assess. I just figure out what's been going on. Sometimes it may not be something that happened that day. Maybe it could be something that happened 3, 4 months ago that's still bothering me. And you figure out. I just figure out where that center is and start taking it apart from there. I reach out. I talk to people. I let people know. Sometimes we like to sit there and think about stuff. I work through things better when I say it out loud.
okay.
Like I literally can sit there and have a conversation with somebody and they don't even have to say anything. But I'm talking and I'm figuring things out, and by the end of it, they haven't said a single word, but I'm thanking them because they helped me, put my feet back on the ground. So I think for me, a lot of it is
So to,
reaching
to
out and
verbalize
speaking.
it, yeah, I like to make it
Yeah.
to make it, and I guess
Because
you
then
make
it's
it
not
real in
all just
different
in my
ways.
head, like being jumbled with everything else.
I get it.
I'm saying it out loud. I'm focused on this topic verbally, and a lot of times I can just work through whatever situation it is by vocalizing it. And even if I can't, somebody else is aware that I'm feeling this way, and I have that system and that support where even if I don't figure it out right then, they'll reach back out to me shortly.
No, see, that's awesome.
So it's just like that extra accountability. Instead of like, don't ever keep it to yourself.
And see, that's my Achilles heel. That's
That's the
what
hardest thing you can do is keeping it to yourself.
I learned to operate from that place. And it's like you do it for so long, and I guess you're able to tolerate it, but it's
Yeah,
finally
I
to
mean,
the
for
point
you
where,
it's different though. Being locked up, like you had no choice. So
and
you
that's
could
that's
be
yeah,
vulnerable
that's
to these
like
people
default
around you.
operation. That's how you
You know,
handle your day to day.
yeah.
So
So for you, it's probably a lot harder to change that. It's probably a much more difficult habit to break.
And I'll be honest, it's like I've got an incredible support system, and it's I think it does something to me when I feel others, have like a elevated level of concern. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they know I'm off, or they just I can see them. They're waiting on the right moment to be like, okay, how do I, when or how can I figure out what's wrong with him? When's the right time to ask him? I can feel it, and when I don't know, it just does something to me because I people worry about me for a long time. I'm sure I'm the sole reason for a lot of sleepless nights for especially people real close to me. And it's like now that we're past all of that turmoil, and this is the quote unquote, like, the good part of the story, like the happy chapters. Um, I don't know, it does something to me. It's like, man, I'm so sick of being a burden, and I'm so sick of
This.
you know people
Yeah.
I
people
used
looking
to
at
feel
you.
that
And
way.
yeah, people looking at you, and it's like always something's wrong, and
You know what though, Chad? I'd
it
rather
gets
be a
old.
burden. I'd rather be a burden with my words than with my silence.
And I'm
You know,
learning that the hard way
I'd
too.
rather speak up than you guys be sad that I didn't speak up and now I'm dead. You know, it's that weighs heavier on people's hearts and minds than if you were to vocalize something in the moment. You
Yeah.
know, so speak up. He's hard at that, but I understand that being a habit.
No, you want to know why I don't speak up?
Why?
Yeah, no, I do.
Rejection. Okay.
Okay.
Um, growing up, this wasn't something you did, at least for me.
No,
Um,
no, definitely
I was
not.
I was married 12 years, and good woman, but it was very fucking toxic, and I was always on defense mode, and always having to freaking, you know, try to justify this, that, or the third. Now naturally, and I get it, I was an addict, 100%, but even in sobriety, it was just like I don't bring things up because I'm afraid. What if I? That was something when I was going to therapy that was a big thing. Was like, my therapist was like, "What do you want to work on?" And if I told him my communication with my significant other, because I don't communicate clearly, and or I
I
don't.
mean, clearly, it's not obvious.
Clearly, she said it. Clearly, no, but and,
Oh,
and he goes, "Why? Why don't you communicate?" And I'm like, "Because what if I bring something to the table that's really on my heart, and it gets shot down or it gets rejected? Then it's gonna put me in that dark spot, and I don't want that."
so
So
that
I
was your
just
initial response. That was your initial answer. Like that was the answer to that, as to why you don't communicate, is the
um,
rejection part.
yeah, that was my answer.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
it was just like
Let me say something clearly. I don't reject him. It's just a habit.
it's a habit of my whole life.
Bummer.
And let me say too,
Bummer.
it's something you'll probably be working through for the rest of your life. But for other, if you have that thought, I know those thoughts are really hard to break, but if you have that thought that the person that you love, that you're building a life with, that you live with, a parent, a sibling, whatever, if you have the thought that you're going to bring something up to them and they're going to reject you for feeling that way, then that's not your person.
I was gonna say you might be in the wrong situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not your person. I say all the time, your feelings are valid. We don't have to agree on them, but your
But they're,
feelings are valid.
they're still yours. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, so so for me, that's why communication has not always been the best. It's just
So-
I don't say anything because of that.
I'm streaming on my phone on TikTok over here on the bed, and I keep getting age restricted.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hey,
She looks like a kid. That's why.
It keeps popping up,
Age
giving me an age
restriction.
restriction.
I didn't
You
say
have
that.
to be over the age of 15, I think.
So,
It's not-
but the answer
That's
to
a
the
whole nother
original question that you had asked, mine was right. Is writing it down. Is
Mhm.
music. It's a big
Okay.
big thing. So
I
she speaks it out loud. I write it down.
And here's
Yep.
another thing too, Chad.
Same
Like,
thing, except two different approaches. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
two
Like
totally
you
different
not
approaches.
being able to talk to people, you don't like music and stuff like that. I used to shut my mind off. I'd go in a dark room, shut my mind off with a notebook and a pen, and write. You don't have to see because it doesn't matter if the words are going on top of each other. If you're writing in a straight line, write it down.
Now, that's pretty damn cool.
Let it sit there. You're not writing it down to read it again. You're not writing it down to say it to anybody. You're
Getting
just
it out.
yeah. And it'll stay in your mind, but you're getting it. You're putting it somewhere else,
Yeah, you're
and
putting it
then
somewhere.
I would burn it. If I was having a fire, I'd burn it and put it in a fire. Burn it and put it in your sink. Burn it and drop it in your toilet. But it's kind of like letting.
Burn it and then piss on it.
Yeah.
That's it. If you want to do that, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I thought of it as a way of I'm not letting those thoughts control me. I'm going to put you on a piece of paper and I'm going to burn you.
Yeah.
Like, I have more power than you do. And it's thinking those extra things, that help. But yeah, I used to always write stuff down and then burn it.
Pick a question off this list to ask him.
All right. Oh, okay. With your newfound free time,
Mm-hmm.
or even just anything else, you've had 2 years of freedom. What's a hobby you've picked up, or any new interests that you have?
New interest. Well, I mean, I got into jogging, like running, and that was something before that I used to actually make fun of that. I was just like, what? I mean, what's the point? You just run for an extended period of time and distance, and what do you get out of that? But first I did it, and it was literally just something to do because I was just haywire when I first got out. Like I didn't have a routine. I didn't know. Like so, I got out and I'm operating just like my prison routine, except in the free world. Like I'm pretending like there's a rec time for me, and I go, you
In
know,
the front yard?
oh, listen. And I was, yeah, the
Yeah.
first couple months I was in the backyard at specific times, like letting neighbors and people around kind of really, pique their interest as to what's this dude up to because I'm just doing prison yard workouts but I didn't know, I didn't know. That's all I've known. And you get out here in this world and it's just everything's moving so fast, but you feel like you're standing still. So, jogging kind of it was kind of like it broke some patterns and it really gave me a chance to, I don't know, I've made the statement that that's the freest I've ever felt is when I'm running. And I got into it more and more. Now lately I've been not as much, but that's just other things. And but yeah, that's
What do you do while
what
you're running? Like, what do you
I,
choose to listen to? Is it different all the
yeah,
time?
it's different. Like though I will do complete music runs, and then there'll be other days where I do a podcast or some type of just something motivational or
Blacklist podcast.
there you go, just like that, or yeah, or extremely entertaining. Blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but then
I hear
then
ya.
it's crazy because then there will be the earbuds in, but there's no
Nothing.
volume and no power, and I'm just literally you know it's just me and whatever I'm processing. Or it's crazy because I've actually found a way to, and I don't know if it's from a true definition of what meditation is, but I've almost found a way to meditate doing just that.
What's
Like
up, Simon?
Yeah.
the earbuds are in, but there's no music. And there's not going to be music, and then I just literally first it starts with just whatever's going on. I'm processing in the moment. And then I really start challenging myself to okay, just start really focusing on nothing but the breathing. And first I'll count breaths. And then it's more about like following the breath from like the bottom of my lungs all the way out, in and out. And it's next thing you know, I've done that for 3/4 of a mile, and hadn't had a thought that stuck. So to me, that's meditation, and never have I been able to do that. Like that's
That's
another
awesome
thing
too.
where,
Yeah.
To be able to quiet your mind and be able
but
to
I
do
mean,
that.
there's so many things like I used to be huge surfer, growing up, and I have surfed a couple times. And granted, then winter came, and
I've been
it's just
surfing here
wow,
too.
not as fun
Ow.
as it was when I was a kid, getting in that cold water. So but that's something this summer. If there's storms in the bottom of the Gulf and we get some swell, like I want to get back into that because it's I'm spending too much idle time, and then I want to justify it. Like I really want to. I want to try to excuse myself from moving forward and taking growth steps. And
Yeah.
I still play the barricade myself in a room and call it a cell and just melt hours and hours away like that. And it doesn't. I'm not comfortable with it anymore, man. Like for a while I was, and it was okay,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm feeling something different now when I do that, and it's like it's time. It's time to start stretching some boundaries and hitting some reset buttons. But that's
Yeah.
where I'm at now. Is just like I'm looking for the buttons. Now I got to
Yeah.
find them and push them.
The kids
So
are passed out.
No, that's good, man. It's progress, progress, progress. Simon, if you're still in here, hit me up, man. I've been meaning to get at you to have you come on the podcast. So, and then hi, Andrea. All right, Chad, your next question.
all right, this is more of a Jared. It's just curiosity, just because I know I've heard the story. I've heard you tell it, but outside of like, I mean, I know what that moment was for you. Um, but outside of that, like, what's the closest call you had to either what you, uh, I don't know, like what you concluded could have been like near death or, total loss of freedom
Ooh.
or just like that danger zone. Was there moments before that? Because I mean, I've heard the story and that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
straight out of Hollywood. Like, I get
Yeah.
that, but it's like, what else was going on? Like, how close to how close were you to a prison sentence like mine or longer?
Oh, jeez. Um, bro.
I came real close.
Did you? Ow,
Yeah.
that hurt. Man, I just, I mean, there was some close calls prior to that incident. Um, I never really like fucked anyone over, so like it wasn't. I don't know. I really don't. I don't think that there was really anything that was
Did you
kind
ever
of.
get pulled over with work? Or
Oh
just like
yeah,
it was
I got pulled over one time. I had a shit ton of shit. I got pulled over one time, and the cops are cool as hell. They just literally ran my license and gave me a warning for the speed, and then freaking went on their way. But if I would have been caught, yo, I
that
would
was
have
it?
been. I would have been. Yeah, I would have been in for a while.
One thing I know about Jared is he is a people pleaser and a rule follower. Like he freaked out. We're at a hotel and the pool closes at 10 and it's like 10:20 and he's like, we can't be in here. I'm like, why? What are they gonna do? And he
Oh,
got
no.
out of the pool and is freaking out because we're in the pool.
I
Half
just,
the time that it
I don't know.
closed.
My mentality, like, I don't know. My mentality is just
And I'm
like,
like, it's not like we're getting trashed down here, playing a bunch of music, fucking in the pool. Like, we're just two adults, we're just relaxing
Hanging
out
out.
here. Yeah, and he was
Um,
so freaked out about it.
well, I don't know. It's just one of those. I think the reason I am the way I am is because I spent a long time fucking shit up and just not
I
giving
mean,
a
I
fuck.
understand that feeling. I kind of
And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a respect thing or what, but it's just like I don't ever want to be that person, Like fuck you. You tell me screw that. Nope, nope. Especially in active addiction and whatnot. And so now it's more of like even little stuff like that. It's just like, but we're not supposed to do this.
yeah, yeah.
And it may be something just as simple as going into the pool after fucking hours. But I don't know, man. I just my mentality is a little different on it. I don't know. I don't know if you catch where I'm coming from on that
Yeah,
from
no, I
that
get it.
aspect.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so like I said, I would have went away if I would have if they would have searched the vehicle. But I would say the closest to losing my life, was, I mean, I remember the first time I got invited somewhere unannounced, and they didn't tell them that I was coming, and I walked through the
Oh
door,
shit.
and I got 4 fucking guys with AKs pointing right at me, you know, and it's just like, what the fuck, you know, like, and he goes, oh, no, this is cool, this is so and so, you know, but he didn't let them know that I was coming, and you don't do that,
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
that's not cool.
Um, and but like they're like, you know, they're ready to just, but you know, but I tell you, with this last incident that happened that turned myself around, I had no choice. If I was to say no, I would have been right on the other end of that. So, um, yeah, you don't fuck with that shit.
Dude, that's
Not at all. And it's not to glamorize it and glorify it and this, that, and the third, but it just goes to show you, you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. You know, like these aren't people that are gonna beat you up over a dime bag. You know,
No.
they're not gonna jump
No,
you. They're gonna cut your head off and they're gonna put it on your mom's porch. You know.
you're at the highest stake poker
Yeah.
table in that game, man.
Exactly. So
That's a good analogy for it. Like that's
but by the grace of God, for me, my higher power is God. By the grace of God, never got caught up. Thank you. You know, obviously, it's something huge for me that I never.
Did that ever have like a prison vibe to it? Did you feel like you were completely stuck
Oh
in
yeah.
that spot? Like you were. I mean, I
Yeah.
sense that. Like I don't know. I'm just assuming, but
No.
me putting myself in your shoes, it's like I'm immediately. Those are the feelings I get. Like, damn, dude, how do you even get out of this if
Yeah.
you want to?
Well, right, because the way that you even got in is literally is I was handed a phone and said you call me, like you call me directly for your stuff to re-up instead of going through somebody else. You call me directly, and then it went from making money to now you do this. You don't have a choice to do this, and of course I'm an addict, so I'm like, cool. I get to make money. I get to get access to this, that, and the third. So why am I gonna? You know, I'm a freaking addict. I'm not gonna turn that shit down. But when shit got real, like
That's what I'm
real like
saying.
that,
Like,
I was like, what the fuck?
dude, I don't want to do this shit
I,
anymore.
no,
Like,
I didn't. I was done. My house got ransacked. And they went through my whole entire house, tore it up. My ex-wife had left to take the kids to school, and the school was like 5 minutes down the road. By the time she left, and this was like 8 in the morning. By the time she left and got back, the whole house was turned upside down.
wow.
I ended up having to sign titles over. Like, I was stupid with the money, you know. I buy motorcycle, you know, buy truck, go buy this, that. I ended up having to sign over every title to pretty much every luxury thing that I bought in order to settle up my debt. And it was to the point where, like, even my mom and my dad was like, do we have to, like, pay to make sure that, like, we're all safe? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I got it done. I paid my debt. I got it squared away.
How long was that run?
Like how long was I in all that?
Yeah, like the rough part of it. Like how long did
Oh,
that part of it last?
probably about 6 months.
I mean, that's that's a long ass time to be
Yeah.
doing it like that.
Well, and you know, and the but the thing is like, man, like you're almost a slave, and not even to that, but to the drugs too. You know, it's like I know that I gotta wake up and I gotta go to work, but I also I can't be sick.
Yeah.
The only people I can get it from is the people I'm working with. Like, you know, and when it's just you feel like I have no choice but to reach out and do it, you know, and then
And it's like you get it from them, and you're like, oh man, this.
yeah, you know, but then I remember towards the end, you know, when I was trying to part my ways, I went to another dealer who was through, you know, who they're all connected one way or another.
Yeah.
But I ended up going through like another one and then like another one before like they all communicated and was like, don't sell shit to me anymore. It was, you know, like no, like don't even fucking come around asking for anything type deal. And I was always the type that I would get my front and I would pay it back. If not the same day, within the couple of days, I'd pay that shit back. But I got slappy towards the end. I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
all right, I got fronted, you know, $300-400 worth. My ass ain't paying that back.
Yeah.
You know, and that right there, that alone, I mean,
that's
just
enough.
screwing somebody over like that, like, you know. Anyway, so and I don't. Everybody has their life.
Yeah.
Everyone has their journey of what they've been through. That was mine, and I just share my experiences to let everybody know, like, you can get out of that. Like it is possible. You can walk away from that type of
Well,
being in.
I mean, yeah, it's even that, but it's like, dude, the level that you got yourself into, and like I said, using that same analogy, just how high those stakes were. But
And,
it's like also hearing you talk about that, and then there's a guy that's like he's teetering with crossing over into that realm of it that you
yeah,
lived in. It's like I
hmm
don't know, maybe something you say can
yeah.
can make the light bulb go off because, bro, that's
Dude,
I would imagine that's something
I
nobody
just
wants
wanted
to
to
say.
get high. That's
Yeah,
all I wanted to
that's
do was to
it.
get high. I'm
Yep.
going from just going through a friend to get the product to next thing you know, here you go, here's your phone. You skip the friend, now you come to me, and then it's just you do one run to make some money, and then it's like you work for us now. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
no, that's the way it was. Like the first time was voluntarily to make money, but then after that, no, you're gonna do it.
So that was pretty much it though. Once you hit that one run, you were
Yeah,
all in. Like that was it. They had you.
you're just diving in. You're
Yep.
diving in, man, and that's the way it goes. And and if you say like, nah, I don't want to do this, you don't got a choice.
Yeah, there is no no.
People could talk all the shit that they want and be like, nah, you got a choice. No, you don't. You fucking don't got a choice.
Not if you want to keep
Not
moving. I
not
mean,
not in that type of environment. You might with some teens selling dime bags and shit, but not with people moving that type of weight.
yeah, I guess I'm ever since we first talked about that, like I'm just intrigued at that because it's like I don't know that guy. You know what
Mm.
I mean? So it's like,
And even talking about it, like it gets uncomfortable talking about it.
oh, I can
Just
imagine.
I mean, just like how it is, with your story.
Yeah,
But it's just, we talk about it to share our experiences to
and
help
that's the whole
others.
thing, man. It's
Yeah.
the hard stuff is what I mean. That's what instructs, bro. It's like we are the lesson. You know what I mean? And it's like yeah, it sucks to have to regurgitate it over and over, but it's like I've just put myself in a place where I'm like, well, what's at stake? And then my end game with that is always, well, it could save someone's life. So it's like, okay, I can deal with some discomfort and whatever I got to
Yeah.
go through to get it out. But yeah, but I mean, if it
And
was
by the
the
grace of
same,
God, I'm here. I'm alive, and I'm here to be able to talk to today. I mean, I remember when I went on. I shared my story all the time on all these other podcasts,
yeah,
but when I went on Ian Bick, that shit is what turned everything around because I mean those clips went viral, over a million views, and over within a day.
Not even
bro,
on
I
his
remember, yeah,
page too.
I
Other
got you
pages.
text me and you were like, dude, this
Yeah,
at this clip, look, I mean, it had like, yeah, it was like 500,000 views at that point, and I was like, but
yeah,
then I'm looking at
but
what everybody's saying, and I'm like, oh shit,
I don't.
this is
And see, I didn't look at the comments. I told Brianna, I was like, nope, I ain't looking at the comments.
no,
But I got two messages from that. Well, actually, I got three messages. One was go get a lawyer, but then the other two, they ended up being really good. It was one guy was, he said he was on fentanyl, and he said your story on Ian Bick made me want to get sober. Now I'm like 3 or 4 days sober off fentanyl,
and
and
that's
I was like,
bro, that's it.
and that was cool. Like it was awesome. And then I had another guy who was in that life from Phoenix, from Arizona. He
Oh
was in that
wow,
life way before me because he's an older guy. But he was in like that deep shit type of level, and he was just like, man, like, and he's in recovery naturally. He's been in recovery for some years now, but he reached out and was just like, yo, like, I'm glad you got out. I was in that, and we've linked up. We've talked since then. Talked on the phone. We're trying to link up in person here eventually, whatnot. But it was just like, wow, like, even though I was getting so much hate in the comments on all this other bullshit, because people that have never been in that type of environment, they don't know. So they're just like, there's no fucking way. But I'm like, but if you've never been there and
oh yeah,
experienced that, you don't know.
you wouldn't
Um,
know, you'd have no
but I was
clue.
even though I was getting a bunch of hate in the comments, I still have other people that were like, "Yo, like your story was what saved me."
And I think, bro, yours that is powerful, man. Especially the way that ended. It's just like
And my
you are
story is not
damn.
more than my story is not greater than anybody else's out there. We all got a story to tell.
You got a story,
Um,
but you're damn lucky to be here telling it right now, and you know that.
Absolutely. Actually in one of the songs that I am writing, one of the lines in there that says, I don't remember exactly what it says off the top of my head, but it says the best thing I got going for me is I'm not dead and I'm not in jail. you know, and so that's the way it goes.
Hey man, you're winning.
All right, let's get you a question. So, what is one thing that you wish more people understood about recovery?
That I think just what pops out at me is that there's it's not cookie cutter, man. Like I think I I just feel like people need to embrace the reality that it is, it's individuality is everything with recovery. And what works for some may not work at all for someone else, and what doesn't does. And I just think that I don't know, I see a lot of that. I see that there's a lot of ego in recovery, in the recovery community, that I've seen, like almost kind of like, well, I've just laid out the formula that worked for me. I know it works, so there's just something wrong with you because you can't work it and make it work. And I just feel like everybody's got their own battle, and although it kind of looks the same, and may come from the same beginnings, and have the same scenes in the movie per se, but everybody's different. And I feel like nobody, no nobody has that ultimate, hey, this is how we fix this. And I just feel like people need to be able to express it and feel good and safe, in places that they should feel good and safe about, you know, laying all that out and saying, hey, look at it. This is what I am, but this is what I'm trying to get through. But
Huh.
yeah, man, just the fact that there isn't a one size fits all, program. And
Yeah, exactly. It's not. That's you nailed it right there. We come on here with these stories to show people there's more than one way to recover. And just because you do it your way doesn't mean that that's the best way. It just means it's what works for you.
yeah,
But what works for you may not work for me, or for her, or for him, or for him. You
and
know. Um, but we come open and accepting of other pathways to recovery. Let's see, offensive. Oh yeah, your boy's in here, and he says there's no
okay,
monopoly on recovery.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's kind of his catchphrase. I like that. I had not really heard that before, but
Yeah.
I get it, man.
So and that's why because some people do they're on different forms and they get shamed from old timers that are like AA that are strictly 100% abstinence and it's just like, listen, I get it, like that's the era that you grow up and that's your program. I love it. I'm not knocking your program. If you're hardcore AA 12 steps and you are 100%, dude, more power
Hey,
to you.
do you?
But
Yeah.
but that doesn't work for me, or it doesn't work for you, or it doesn't work for her. Um, and I think that's what drives people away from recovery. Unfortunately, it
Well,
drives a
that's the whole
lot of
thing. It's
people
like, if it
away
doesn't work for me, like, don't ridicule me for it. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, that's the part of it. That's the hang up that, there's
because
just
it's like, what if I'm hanging on by a thread and I got one
exactly.
shot. I got one shot. I want to go in. I go to a meeting. Go into a meeting, and I share my story. Hey, my name's Jared. I'm in recovery from this, that, and the third, um, and I take kratom. And if I got shit on for taking that, and you're not sober, this, that, the third, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, fuck
Okay.
this. I ain't doing this shit. I'm going home, and I'm probably gonna, relapse. And maybe that next shot of fentanyl or snort or whatever is my last. And it was all because somebody, they just couldn't.
But that's what's at stake, though, Jared. And
It
that's what I
is
think
life. It's
some
people's
people,
lives. A hundred
and,
percent
and,
people's
and
lives.
some people, I don't want to say they disregard it, but they minimize how serious. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this whole thing is, bro. This is your life. Like, your recovery, it is literally your life. And I just feel like, you got to treat it as such. You can't,
Mm-hmm.
you just can't, man. You cannot intentionally, because of a disagreement of philosophy or whatever the case is, you can't intentionally try to undermine someone or make them feel a certain way because it doesn't agree with your way. And like
Yep.
you said, like you hit it dead on the head. More power to you. Rock out, dude. Do you. If that's what's working, then bro, all you're gonna get out of me is thumbs up. Like I'm proud of you. But if it doesn't work for me, don't like from the left
Don't
hand
tell me I'm
angle
wrong.
attack me. Yeah, don't tell
Yeah.
me that. Yeah, don't attack me. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. We're supposed to lift each other up and be in this journey together. Not, nah, fuck you. You're not sober because you're not abstinent. So that's the way I look at it.
With y'all two, and this is both of y'all. What's your in this season of life right now, like today, whatever? What's your most difficult struggle? What are you battling the hardest? What's
I'm trying to figure out. I'll let you go first, babe, because I'm gonna try and figure out how to word this
without telling me I'm the problem.
without putting this person on blast.
I want to see how that comes out.
Honestly, in this exact moment, my anxiety's been coming back really bad. Like, it's super weird. I used to be able.
I mean, is there like an origin? You know why? Where did something happen?
No, I don't know. That's the thing.
It's me.
No.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to see if you try to make it her and not make it her.
I mean, backstory is I grew up mad with. I grew up really. My anxiety used to be. I mean, I used to be on all kinds of medication. I'd have severe panic attacks. Where I was on like Ativan and different things like that. Just for for a quick, whatever the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, for a quick attack, but it was just I couldn't leave my house without it. Like that's the way it was. Like, and I would just get random panic attacks. Like I'd be fucking watching a movie, boom, I'd be driving, boom, I would just be whatever, and all of a sudden, I can't. My face is going numb. My freaking fingers are going numb. My chest, I can't breathe. I got tunnel vision. Like, and I knew what it was, but I'm just like. And it put me in the hospital multiple times. Like, dude, there was times, I'm telling you, like 3 or 4 times a week I would be in the emergency room because it was that bad. Like, that bad. And I got off all my anxiety medication, and my anxiety went away. So I didn't deal with anxiety for a long time. Probably, so about 8 years. About 2015 is like when I stopped all my anxiety, Paxil, this, that, and third, and my anxiety went away. So for like the last 8 years, my anxiety's been whatever. Even when I got sober, my anxiety wasn't that bad. But I mean, and like when I went back home to Arizona, and I moved back for a brief period of time, this, that, and the third, yeah, my anxiety came back naturally. But man, I don't know. I've been here in New York a year and 3 months, something like that. And I've been good. I haven't had any, but the last month it's been bad.
Back in.
It's like mine went away and he got his.
Yeah, like hers, like she was having it like mad crazy and I wasn't. And then all of a sudden she got hers under wraps, and mine just came back. And it just sucks,
I
man.
told you, Chad, it's me.
No, it just sucks because it's like, dude, I'll be driving. I'll be driving and now I don't go into panic attacks like full like I used to, but I do get like my head's spinning, I'm dizzy, I can't breathe, my hands are numb, like it's crazy. But it's weird, dude. Like it's super weird. Like even at the premiere, we were sitting at the premiere and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden like my head just started like, I don't know if it was the lights, I don't know if what it was, but man, my head I started feeling it. I'm like. And I told her, I'm like, I'm getting really bad anxiety, and I don't know. So that's what I'm battling right now. But I refuse to go back. I refuse to get back on any anxiety medication.
Well, you figured it out without the meds, so it's just
I did.
You gotta work. You just gotta work through
but
whatever it is now.
I think if I want to put something on it, I think it could be just all the shit that we're doing, all the good stuff that no,
That's what I was
seriously.
gonna say.
Um,
You've got more going on than
yeah, like the way that I look at it is again, and believe what you want to believe. I believe there's a God. I believe there's a Satan. And I think the devil, in my opinion, the devil doesn't attack you when you're doing bad. Like it's just not the way. It's when you're doing good
it
and you're
cranks
and,
up when
and
you
you're
got
doing
good stuff
shit.
going on.
That's when you're gonna get hit. And personally, I personally feel that whatever negative energy that's out there, I wouldn't even call it the devil, but whatever negative energy is out there, um, knows the shit that we got going on and the opportunities that we have, and it's just trying to fucking just take me out.
It's gonna be
Um,
like that,
but
man.
I refuse to get. I don't want to get on anything. She was like, maybe see your therapist and see if you can get on something. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't. I was on anti-anxiety medication for years, for half my life. I don't want to go back and get. I don't want to be fucking imprisoned to this pill to help me. I know it's helped you personally. I know it's helped you, but I don't want that. I don't, for real. Because then it's just one more thing that you know withdraws from whether it's like Paxil or whether it's Celexa or it's what's your Lexapro, all that. It's got really bad withdrawals. And then it's just like it's just a whole nother thing. I
That's
don't,
what
I
I
don't
did. I
know.
started Lexapro.
Yeah. What did you start?
I'm on Zoloft.
She's on
now.
Zoloft. Yeah. But that's just
I'm
me.
on more than just Zoloft though. So
But
Well,
it's helped her tremendously, and it's awesome, and I'm glad. I really am glad. That's just my personal opinion for me personally, and that goes back to the whole recovery thing. Like what works for you may it's not going to work for me, and vice
exactly.
versa. But I support you on it because that's what has turned you around. So
and I think a big thing too is like you seeing the difference.
yeah, absolutely.
Like seeing the difference and how it's worked and stuff like that. And I'll never, force you
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
It's worked wonders for me.
Yeah.
Finding the right medication.
You're going to answer this question, and then we're going to wrap up because we're coming up on the hour.
Yeah.
See something, say something. It's happened with 2 people that I care about. I saw something and I didn't say anything because I want to think the
Okay.
best of
This
everybody.
is a good one. This is really, really good.
I want to see the best in everybody, so, they're fine. They're fine. And then come to find out,
They're
they
not.
weren't. And it's just, I seen it, I didn't say anything.
Did you not, is it just because you want to see the good in them, or did the idea of, well, if I do say something and maybe I'm off a little bit on my interpretation, is it going to cause strife between you and the other person? Is there some of that in it, or is it just strictly that you just don't want to see that bad and just, you know,
I seen the bad though. That's what I was seeing.
okay,
See
so
something,
yeah.
say something like, I seen it. But I'm like,
Did you
well,
really want to see it though?
it's not that bad.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
could be
Okay.
worse. It's not that bad. And now, like, after, certain things come to light, I'm like, yo, like, that was bad. And why didn't you say something? Like, why didn't, yeah, it could have been worse, but what they were doing was bad. And come to find out that they were doing worse. And it's neither here nor there at,
So
after
many
the
people
fact,
deal with
but
that.
it makes me wonder if I could have helped sooner. So
That's something people deal with more so than I'm sure they're willing or, even want to even think about talking about, is because then it's the whole accountability thing and then the authenticity. Like, I don't know, because I'm guilty of the same thing you are. And it's like, it's making me think about certain things and in moments where it's like, I wonder if I really did just turn a blind eye to what I know was a misstep, or
Yeah.
was,
Like, I knew that they were doing
you
it
know,
wrong, but it could have been worse. They could be doing worse, and then it comes to light, and they were doing worse. I just didn't see it
yeah,
as that bad. They were really here, and I put them here. And I'm like, oh, well, at least they're not there, and come to
yeah,
find out,
always a
they were there.
justification.
And it just, yeah.
That's interesting.
If you see something, say something.
Do something, say something. I like that.
Yeah.
Offensive said, how long, we'll answer this question and then wrap up. How long does recovery take? If someone identified as an addict at a point in life, are they bound to the term in any way forever? And we have had this on our Friday night. I think our very first Black Ash Radio episode, right?
I think it was close to the beginning.
Yeah, it was very close to the beginning. We went over this. How long do we identify as addicts for this, that, and the third? Chad, what's your take on that?
Man, that's what I'm sitting here trying to process. It's like, again, it's the individuality thing. Like for me, for instance, like alcohol. That was my thing for a long, long, long time. And it's some point you can say, well, I don't drink anymore because I don't drink anymore. But that's not the case. Like I know it doesn't matter if it's a day or 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. It doesn't matter. I know what would happen if I did drink again, and it'd be disastrous. And so that way, I feel like what to me, it's like I'm an addict, but it's like I am on that road to recovery, and I want to stay on that road. But I know, man, I know there's certain things I cannot ever do, no matter how much better I think I am. And I think a lot of people get hung up in that, man. So I'm interested in hearing what you two have to say because me, I'm still in infancy stage of all of the recovery, and I'm still processing everything with myself. But I know that that's a hot button topic. I do know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the when we first did this, I think I've kind of changed my view on it. When we first ever did this topic, I was like, what? I'm an addict forever because that's who I am, But then I started hearing other people's intake on it, and again, Chad, that was yours, and like this is mine. This is my opinion, and I think it goes. I think it's to each their own. I don't think there's any cookie cutter way on what people on
No.
how long you're an addict or not. But for me, it was at first I was like, yeah, I am an addict. Like that's what I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. I'm in recovery, this, that, and the third. But then I was like, but no, I don't have to have that define me and make that who I am. Like I was an addict. I'm in recovery.
I like that perspective.
But I'm human. I have feelings. I got a heart. I got blood that pumps through my veins. All that. So I don't think I'm an addict forever now. I will forever be in recovery, from, picking up, to not pick up what I've used, but I'm never going to say, again, and I will admit that, I will change that. I went from, I'm an addict for the rest of my life to, I'm not going to let that term define me. I'm in recovery for the rest of my life, but I'm not going to let the term addict define who I am for the rest of my life.
That's the big hang up, man. I think it's that word in particular changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it gets misconstrued, and
it does. It does. What about you?
Well, I'm gonna answer the first part of it. Recovery takes as long as you need.
Whether it takes the rest of your life, which will be for me.
Sometimes we get it right the first time. Sometimes we never get it right. 5, 6, 7, whatever it takes. But recovery takes as long as you need it to take.
And just to piggyback what she said really quick, so we don't lose that train of thought. Just because you failed once or twice or 3 times doesn't mean that you're bound to fail forever. Keep trying.
It's that which I know some people hate. It's they keep coming back.
Keep getting back up and keep coming back up. I don't care if you did it once or if you did it 20 times. Get the fuck back up and keep coming back. Because who knows? Maybe it's that 20th time that
you get it right.
That you get it right. What if you failed 19 times and you're just like, I'm done. You know what? Fuck it. I failed 19 times. This is who I am. And the next time would have been it. So I just wanted to, before.
I would say too, it doesn't matter how many bridges you've burned, you can't burn that bridge to recovery. I compare it, to like the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah.
Like,
That's encouraging.
You huff and you puff, but you can't blow that shit down.
I think that's one I'm definitely gonna touch on that at different points in the future when I'm talking about. You can't burn the bridge to recovery. That says a whole lot.
And our grass is greener than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Our grass is greener. What was the other part of it? So like a lot of people say, once an addict, always an addict. But like Jared said, you can be in recovery. I'm always going to be an addict because I have OCD. And I think everyone that's been an addict has some.
But is it a state? I mean,
obsessive.
Do we look at it as a state of mind?
Yeah.
Like, I hear how Jared said how he used to be, and like when he was telling the story, he was like, "Dude, I'm an addict. So I'm doing this. I'm doing that." So from that perspective, I can now look at it and see I'm already swaying the way I feel already, and that we're still in the same live. But like, maybe it's just a state of mind. If you're not thinking the way you always thought as an addict, in everything, and then impulsively acted upon those thoughts. I don't know. I think, then the answer is no. You don't always have to be one. I see this is the thing. That's why I love these conversations, just because there is no right or wrong answer, and everybody, you hear different perspectives. Like Bree said 2 or 3 things tonight where it's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's putting the recovering in front of it. Recovering addict.
Recovery change. Yeah, that word changes all of it.
Adding another word to it absolutely changes it, but it is
I agree with that.
Obsessive compulsive tendencies, and I will always have those for the rest of my life.
Agreed. Forever. Likewise.
Am I going to constantly go around and introduce myself, "Hi Brianna, I'm an addict"? No. But I will always have those behaviors in me, but I will not always have the urges to use a substance or to suppress those behaviors. I want to understand them now. I want to understand what's making those tick and work on that issue and shutting that stupid little hamster wheel down. So it's once an addict's always an addict, but you can be in recovery and you don't have to identify as an addict anymore because you overcame it. You are just you. Even if you are in addiction, you are you. And you choose if you're going to pair a word with addict.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to do this more often. This is good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys for hopping on with us. Thanks. I know this was, kind of, we figured this out at noon, 1 o'clock today. So
yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you hitting me up, Chad. And everybody that's still on here, go to the blacklistpodcast.com. Go find Chad's episode. It has links to his social media and all that. Go follow him. Go give him some love. And until next time.
All right, guys.
We signing off.
Awesome. Always good to see y'all.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me a second.